Trade rumors are escalating for the Cleveland Cavaliers at a 22-4 mark on the year. This team continues to have names float around them for trade opportunities. Today, we are going to break down what positions are being rumored and why. Hey everybody, Billy BB back with you on Cavs Digest. Excited to be talking Cavaliers basketball. 22-4, as I hope, just kind of trickled along against the Wizards. A matchup with the Nets coming up here. And really the next game I'm looking to is their game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, because that appears to be the hot team in the Western Conference. So we'll eventually get into that, maybe live react to that game. We're excited to have you back on Cavs Digest. Did you watch the Browns yesterday? Do the Browns deserve your attention? They don't. That's your answer. They do not. Subscribe to Cavs Digest. We're the ones talking about the good Cleveland team, the exciting Cleveland team, the fun Cleveland team, the one with the chance. Okay? Don't waste your time on the Browns. They haven't earned it. The Cavaliers have. Subscribe to Cavs Digest. Get into these comments. I know a lot of people riled up about the Emoni Bates video. I really was just venting frustration. Didn't feel like anything serious, but just some frustration with a guy I had high hopes for. It seems like his season's been off a little bit. But hey, that's why I love the feedback, so always jump down into those comments. But today, the Cavaliers, they've had rumors escalating all season long with them, trade rumor-wise. And the first one that we've heard a ton, right, is they need a wing. We have heard that from ESPN people. We have seen it from the fans. We have seen it from... We were going back into the offseason talking about they need a wing. They need more wings. And honestly, I feel like it's one of the most in-depth positions they have, and yet it still feels like they need another. You've got Okoro, you've got Merrill, you've got Dean Wade, and you've got Max Strus, who we'll get to at the end of this video, still not back from injury. I don't blame guys for getting hurt. I understand, but I can still roll my eyes when they struggle to come back or get hurt over and over again. This one from Mark Stein, talking about what kind of scouts and people around the league are talking about with the Cavaliers. They're saying, hey, they needed a wing, and they are... Cavaliers aren't quite getting after it with the wing position yet, but they know they need it. Even at a 22-4 start, right? I mean, that's the biggest thing. They're playing so well, but they still have to kind of think about this, and this one kind of acknowledges their opponents they'll face again. Boston, New York, Orlando, they all have big wings, right? Boston has Tatum and Brown. New York has Bridges. And Orlando has Franz and Paolo. So again, you're not just talking about improving your squad. Now when we talk about the wing position and trading for a wing, you are now talking about matching up against other teams. You're not just saying so-and-so's better than Max Strus or Isaac Okoro. You're now saying, okay, I'm trading for so-and-so because he will match up well against Jason Tatum. That will improve our roster enough that he can go against Jason Tatum. That's a big idea for when they make a trade, if they make a trade. Again, I mean, technically, at small forward, the Cavaliers have 4 options right now at shooting guard, small forward-ish type of situation. So, do you want them to trade for a wing? Is that what you think? Drop down in the comments. Let me know. I'm interested to hear. Because at times I've kind of thought, well, yeah, I guess I do want a better wing. But my biggest thing is who they get better than what they have? That's going to be the biggest thing for the front office, too. Okay, I know we talked Kyle Kuzma a while back. Well, is Kyle Kuzma better than whoever he's taking the minutes from, or does Kyle Kuzma match up well with Jason Tatum? If Max Strus is more physical and is going to give Jason Tatum more hell, then don't trade for Kyle Kuzma and give him Strus's minutes. And I don't know anything about Max Strus this season because he's been injured the whole year. I know Sam Merrill doesn't play good defense, and honestly, Sam Merrill's beginning to shoot himself out of any sort of rotation spot. So, wing is such an interesting thing to me. I want to hear from people if you feel like, is that the number one need trade-wise is a wing? And I need options. I need to hear the names that you guys think are going to be traded for. We've talked Kuzma. We did talk Bridges for a long time before he got traded. Cam Johnson is a hot-button name being traded as a wing for the Cavaliers. So I'm always interested to maybe discuss that more as time goes on. Breaking down more reports, the other big one is big man. This is on Clutch Points, Evan Damerol, who's plugged in with the Cavaliers, does great stuff with the Cavaliers. He was doing a list of big men. He believes the Cavs have a depth issue at the big man position. I have agreed in the past. This is kind of a big one for me because I have said Tristan Thompson can do some light minutes, but he is not a backup big in the NBA, playing meaningful 15 to 18 minutes. He's not. And every time I've said the Cavaliers desperately need a backup big, they have to go get a backup big. You need that position filled. I've been told Mobley can just be the backup to Allen. They don't have to always play together. They'll switch. Well, now Mobley's out a few games. Allen's already missed some games. And now all of a sudden you're leaning on Thompson. It's clear Kenny Atkinson, who I trust with these lineups, by the way, does not believe in JT Thor. He believes JT Thor to be what the Hornets thought he was, which is way too raw, not coordinated enough to play that stretch four, and really just a semi-shot blocker. Honestly, I don't think he can. Doesn't appear that they think he can run the defense that they are trying to run in games, especially because now it would have been his chance, and they're going to Tristan Thompson to fill some of the Mobley minutes. Again, Thompson really not playing that much, filling in for the big man spot there. So, big thing here is, as we look at the big man options, and we've talked Larry Nance, I think Larry Nance would be perfect. I don't think they have the goods to get him, and especially with Atlanta playing well enough, I think they're gonna ride that out and try and make that happen. But at this point in time, as rumors will continue to escalate, you're going to hear a gazillion names. I'm interested to hear wing or backup big. What is more important? What do you want more? Right now, straight up, what position? And then give me a name. It's got to be a wing, and we got to have Cam Johnson. It's got to be a big man, and we got to have Larry Nance Jr. It's got to be a big man, and we got to have, one of the guys off the Mavericks or the Bulls or the Pelicans. I don't think the Mavericks would trade, but that's what I'm interested to hear from people at this point in time. That split. Who are people interested in the Cavaliers getting, a wing or a center? Now, speaking of wings, we mentioned it kind of plenty over this video. Strus, kind of disappointing. It seemed like he was going to make his debut against the Wizards. He did not. This Brooklyn game, another opportunity, because it was said that the plan was always for him to come back against the Wizards or Nets. If he doesn't play in this one, look, I'm not jumping to conclusions. We're little past the quarter mark in the season. I'm not jumping past conclusions and saying his season's lost, he won't benefit for this team, so on and so forth. Just at this point in time, it's very eye roll-ish. You're kind of like, okay, I'm done hearing about Max Strus. I'm done hearing about the ramp-up. I'm done hearing about either he's playing or he's not. He's helping the team or he's not. Because now you have to do, will he come back? If he comes back, how much time is he getting? Is he easing into it? Then he looks rusty. Then he doesn't fit with the rotation. Or he does, and it bumps so-and-so's minutes. Well, Merrill was shooting better than Strus, but Strus, it can be a very, very confusing note for a guy returning. Thankfully, the Cavaliers have a lot of time. Let me know down in the comments. Are you not worried about the Strus situation? Right? Look, he's basically on the timeline we thought he'd be. He's just not quite back yet. As far as trading, again, do we need a wing or do we need a big man? I want to know. We'll talk about it in our next upcoming videos here on Cavs Digest.